Part 3. Reports in American Newspapers. Divinity of Man. Ada Record, February 28, 1894. The lecture on the divinity of man by Swami Vivekananda, the Hindu monk, drew a packed house at the opera last Friday evening, February 22. He stated that the fundamental basis of all religions was belief in the soul, which is the real man, and something beyond both mind and matter, and proceeded to demonstrate the proposition. The existence of things material are dependent on something else. The mind is mortal because changeable. Death is simply a change. The soul uses the mind as an instrument and through it affects the body. The soul should be made conscious of its powers. The nature of man is pure and holy, but it becomes clouded. In our religion, every soul is trying to regain its own nature. The mass of our people believe in the individuality of the soul. We are forbidden to preach that ours is the only true religion. Continuing, the speaker said, I am a spirit and not matter. The religion of the West hopes to again live with their body. Ours teaches there cannot be such a state. We say freedom of the soul instead of salvation. The lecture proper lasted about 30 minutes, but the president of the lecture committee had announced that at the close of the lecture, the speaker would answer any questions propounded him. He gave that opportunity, and liberal use was made of the privilege. They came from preachers and professors, physicians and philosophers, from citizens and students, from saints and sinners. Some were written, but dozens arose in their seats and propounded their questions directly. The speaker responded to all, mark the word, please, in an affable manner, and in several instances turned the laugh on the inquirer. They kept up the fusillade for nearly an hour. When the speaker begged to be excused from further labor, there yet remained a large pile of unanswered questions. He was an artful dodger on many of the questions. From his answers, we glean the following additional statements in regard to the Hindu belief and teachings. They believe in the incarnation of man. One of their teachings is to the effect that their god Krishna was born of a virgin about 5,000 years ago in the north of India. The story is very similar to the biblical history of Christ, only their god was accidentally killed. They believe in evolution and the transmigration of souls. That is, our souls once inhabited some other living thing, a bird, fish, or animal, and on our death will go into some other organism. In reply to the inquiry where these souls were before they came into this world, he said they were in other worlds. The soul is the permanent basis of all existence. There was no time when there was no God, therefore no time when there was no creation. Buddhists do not believe in a personal God. I am no Buddhist. Muhammad is not worshipped in the same sense as Christ. Muhammad believes in Christ but denies he is God. The earth was peopled by evolution and not special selection, creation. God is the creator and nature the created. We do not have prayer save for the children, and then only to improve the mind. Punishment for sin is comparatively immediate. Our actions are not of the soul and can therefore be impure. It is our spirit that becomes perfect and holy. There is no resting place for the soul. It has no material qualities. Man assumes the perfect state when he realizes he is a spirit. Religion is the manifestation of the soul nature. The deeper they see is what makes one holier than another. Worship is feeling the holiness of God. Our religion does not believe in missions and teaches that man should love God for love's sake and his neighbor in spite of himself. The people of the West struggle too hard. Repose is a factor of civilization. We do not lay our infirmities to God. There is a tendency toward a union of religions.